All right, you want to jump here into your picks? Should we talk about those?
Let's go for it.
I'm going to post this link again here in the chat. If you guys have not completed the NBA picks, you still got six days left to do it,
so.
But it is free. All right, where do you want to start here, Calvin?
Doesn't matter. Eastern Conference, Western Conference.
You want to start from the first round, or should we start from the finals and work our way back?
Oh, let's start from the first round.
Okay. So we don't know who is going to win this game, but Phoenix is going to be playing in the first round against the winner of this game. I got Phoenix in 5 games.
I have Phoenix in a sweep. It is the only sweep that I picked for the entire postseason.
Wow. Any reason?
Any reason why that's the only one, or
why you think they're going to sweep them?
I just feel like Phoenix, they're the best. To me, them and Milwaukee are the 2 best teams overall. Phoenix has been the best team in the NBA, both record-wise and consistency-wise on the court for me all year long. I think both these teams are kind of, in terms of New Orleans and the Clippers, they're limping into this series, so to speak, and it's just too much for me from Phoenix. I don't see either one of these teams having a shot.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that maybe they'll sneak out one game, so I got Phoenix in 5.
Yeah, I mean, it could always play out like that. You know, any team can win one game on any given night. But I just feel like Phoenix is motivated. They're ready. They rested a lot of their guys down the stretch. They're a really complete, deep team. They're one of the only teams in the NBA that was a top 5 offensive and defensive team all season long.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a huge uphill battle here for New Orleans or the Clippers, especially if they're going to be, undermanned.
Yep. Next matchup, we have Dallas and Utah. And it's official. Luka Doncic will miss the first game in this series.
Possibly the first 2 games.
Possibly more.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this Dallas-Utah series?
If Luka Doncic was healthy, I'd be picking Dallas in this series. The fact that he's guaranteed going to miss one game and the team is very concerned about his status or availability for the first 2 games, which will both be home games.
Mm-hmm.
If they go back to Utah down 0-2, it's over. So I'm taking Utah in 6 games.
I also have Utah in 6 games. And the thing for me about this injury to Luka Doncic that really worries me is that this is basically the same injury that Kevin Durant had with the Warriors. It was a calf strain. They say it puts extra pressure on the Achilles tendon. We saw what happened to KD in the finals. If I am Dallas, I am being very, very careful with my franchise player because
absolutely.
I do not want to do anything that could jeopardize his availability for next season.
100%, I agree with that. And I just think that, out of every team that's in the playoffs, Dallas is the only team or the one team that can't afford to lose one guy.
Yeah.
All these other teams, of course, if Steph Curry re-aggravates his injury and has to miss time, that's going to hurt the Warriors. If Giannis is out for the Bucks, that's going to hurt Milwaukee. But it doesn't hurt those teams the same way that not having Luka available does for the Mavericks. He is so, so, so important to that team. If he's going to miss more than one game, their chances are very low, I think.
So we both have Phoenix and Utah facing off in the second round. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Next up, we have Golden State against Denver. I got Golden State winning in 5.
I have Golden State in 5 as well. I think the Nuggets win one game at home.
Yep.
Jokic is going to play great all series long, and that'll be good enough to get them one game. But this Warriors team, they're fully healthy now. And
Steph Curry's
he's going to play.
Yep.
He already said, or Steve Kerr already said he expects him to play. But that's one of the greatest teams, of all time. We haven't seen them play together a lot recently, but I'm certainly not going to bet against them in a first-round matchup.
They definitely have more to prove in this matchup than Denver. They want everyone to remember who they are.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have the Memphis Timberwolves.
The Memphis-Soda Grizzly Wolves.
Yeah, there you go. Memphis-Soda Grizzly Wolves. I got Memphis winning this series in 6.
I have Memphis winning this in 6 as well. I think this is going to be an incredibly entertaining first-round matchup. But I'm just sticking with the Grizzlies. As they get farther and farther into the postseason, that's when my question marks will become bigger for them. But Minnesota is not a team that has a ton of playoff experience either. This is just going to be two young teams going 100 miles an hour, and I'm taking the Grizzlies because they've been, on paper, the best team in the NBA all year long.
Yeah, I see Memphis winning the first 2 games at home. I see Minnesota potentially winning the next 2 at home, and then Memphis closes out the series by winning 2 more, and that makes it 4-2. But I agree with you. Both really young teams with not a lot of experience in the playoffs, but Memphis is by far the better team, in my opinion. But who knows? Minnesota could surprise us. They did the other night. We'll see what happens. So we both have Golden State and Memphis in the second round, right?
That is correct.
Who do you have winning that matchup?
I have Golden State in 6 games. I think, we just talked about experience, championship pedigree, all that stuff. I think that will win out for the Warriors in that series.
I have Golden State in 6 as well, and I couldn't agree more. Phoenix, Utah. I got Phoenix in 5 games.
I have Phoenix in 5 games as well.
Oh, man. It's almost like we did these together. We did not see each other's picks before we started this, so just a heads up. But you know what they say, Calvin. Great minds think alike, right?
That is true.
So we both have Phoenix and Golden State facing off in the Western Conference Finals.
That's what everybody wants to see. I certainly hope that's the end result. I would love to see Memphis in there too, but this, to me, is the best possible Western Conference Finals matchup.
And you got Phoenix in how many games?
I have Phoenix in 7 games. I think it's going to be an epic series. Phoenix wins in 7.
I got Phoenix in 6, but I'm considering changing it to 7. But we'll see. I'm going with Phoenix in 6 right now. I think that Chris Paul, I think this is the year that he stays healthy. And I think this is Phoenix's year. Not that I'm giving any intel on my finals prediction, but Phoenix is looking good. All right, let's move on here to the Eastern Conference. It's official. We have Miami versus Atlanta in the first round. I got Miami in 5 games here.
I have Miami in 5 games as well.
Oh, my God. Why 5?
I mean, sweeps are so hard, It's really difficult to sweep a team, especially a team like Atlanta that was just in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. We just saw how dangerous they are. Trae Young and a couple of few players on this team can turn a switch on, at the drop of the hat. All of a sudden, they load up with 30 points and a half, like we saw today. When you're playing at home, you have the playoff crowd behind you. The chances you are able to sneak out one game are pretty good. The chances you're able to win 4 in a 7-game series are low, though, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a sweep here, but as I mentioned, I think that Trae Young's biggest way to hurt this Atlanta team is being physical with them, especially missing these big men. Miami's a perfect team that can be physical. They're even physical with each other, as we've seen on the bench this season.
Yes.
So I have Miami advancing in 5 games. Next up is a tough one, Calvin. This is Philadelphia and Toronto. As many people know, Matisse Thybulle is not eligible to play in Toronto for these games. But that could be 2 games. That could be more. So we're not really sure at this point. And a quick update on the Pelicans-Clippers game. It is halftime, and the Pelicans
are up 10, 56-46.
I got Philadelphia in 5 games here.
I have Philadelphia in 6 games.
Okay. Is that because of the Matisse Thybulle situation? Is that James Harden taking off his fat suit a game later? Or
I wouldn't say it's all because Matisse Thybulle. I mean, I'm picking them to win Game 6 in Toronto. Matisse Thybulle's not going to – or sorry, no, that'll be in Philadelphia. I apologize. But I just think that Embiid and Harden, to me, they're the best players in this series. I think I've said it multiple times that James Harden has the most pressure or most to prove of anybody in the playoffs this season. I think he'll back it up at least in the first round.
Yep.
Embiid is going to be an MVP force inside. So I'll take them over the Raptors.
I couldn't have said it better myself. I think James Harden has a ton to prove in these playoffs. I think he's going to play incredible in the first round. And I don't want to spoil it here, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to continue that in the second round.
Toronto is a very good defensive team. I will say that. I think they're number 1 in the league in deflections. They're really scrappy. They get after it. They've got a lot of physical defenders. So James Harden certainly will, if he comes out the first 2 games at home and he doesn't play very well, that changes a lot. The pressure's really, really going to be on him then.
Yep.
But at the same time, we're talking about James Harden, who is a not multiple MVP. Did he win more than one? No, just one, right?
2 MVPs.
Does he have 2? So, he's certainly capable of being the best player in the series. The question is, will he be or not?
Yeah, and how much has that rule change really affected him, right? Like we've all talked about how...
I'm going to throw that out. In the playoffs, he's played enough playoff games in his career to where the way the game is officiated isn't going to affect him, I think.
1-time MVP.
1 time.
2018.
1 time.
3-time scoring champion, 1/6 man of the year, 10-time All-Star, 6-time NBA first team. Good player.
Very good player.
Good player.
But he's got to be that good in order for them to win this series.
For everyone that's just joining us, Calvin and I filled out the NBA picks bracket. I encourage you all to do it as well. You have 6 days left to fill out this bracket. It is fun. It is free, and there are prizes involved, and we are just going over our picks right now. So if you're interested, listen up here. We're going to go over this, and then we're going to finish up the second half of this game.
I can see Vinny has my picks on the screen right now, probably because he knows my picks are the correct ones, but
Probably. All right, next up we have Milwaukee and Chicago. Now, Calvin, I only picked 1 sweep as well.
Oh man!
And
you're
this
really gonna
was
rub it
the
in
series.
right now, huh?
What are your picks here?
I have Milwaukee in 5 games.
Okay.
As much as it hates me to say this, it very well could be a sweep. But DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine have been the best 1-2 combo in the league all year long. I think that's good enough to get 1 game.
I sure hope so. I'm just going with probability here, and I think it's going to be a sweep. I think missing Lonzo Ball
that's
is
huge.
really going to help,
It's
or really
huge.
going to hurt them.
This was the worst possible draw that Chicago could have gotten in the first round.
Yep. Boston, Brooklyn.
All right. This is my only upset
Okay.
of the entire, or I guess I don't know if we'll get there when we get there, but this is a real upset. I'm taking Brooklyn in 7 games over Boston. I think Kyrie is going to come out like an absolute killer. He wants to take down the Celtics. Kevin Durant's going to be Kevin Durant. They're saying Ben Simmons is going to come back in this series as well.
Game 4, maybe?
4 or 5 or 6 is what he's targeting as his return date. Brooklyn in 7.
I got Brooklyn in 6. I think that they've dealt with some injuries. I think they're not going to want to waste any time here. They're going to try and close out this Boston team as quickly as possible. I think it will take 6 games for them to do that because, Boston, as much as everyone's talked down on them, they've really had a great season. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown just seem to be getting better and better. But I'm not rooting against KD, so I'm going Brooklyn in 6.
Yeah, this one was tough for me. I went back and forth on this a lot. Certainly, Brooklyn makes me nervous because they don't play a lot of defense, and Boston has been one of the best defensive teams in the NBA since the trade deadline. Mm-hmm. It's been the biggest thing that's turned their season around. I mean, they were almost out of the playoffs altogether. Right around the trade deadline, they shot up, rocketed all the way to the 2nd seed. They're a very dangerous team, and I certainly wouldn't be surprised if they end up winning this series. But I agree with you. I have a hard time betting against Kyrie and Kevin Durant when they're motivated and focused and are able to play in every game.
And this team was an incredibly good team early on in the season. They went through an 11-game losing streak when KD was out and Kyrie was only playing part-time. They did mix up the roster twice, right, in trading for James Harden and then trading James Harden again. But I love the additions they brought in. I like Drummond on this team. I like Seth Curry on this team. I'm not sure what we're going to see out of Ben Simmons, but I think that he can help this team. So I got Brooklyn advancing.
I agree.
So second round, we both have Milwaukee and Brooklyn, right?
We do.
Who you got winning this series?
I have Milwaukee in 6 games.
Wow.
This is, to me, this is the one team that Brooklyn does not want to see in the playoffs. It's probably the one team that nobody wants to see in the playoffs. But Milwaukee presents too many matchup problems for Brooklyn. They're really skilled offensively and defensively. They're the defending champs. Brooklyn is going home. They're going fishing in this series.
I had a really tough time with this because I know early on I picked Milwaukee to repeat, and I still think that is very, very possible. But like I said, I have a really hard time betting against these stars. I had a hard time betting against LeBron for the longest time. I had a hard time betting against KD and the Golden State Warriors. Now KD's in Brooklyn. He's healthy. He's on a mission. I'm picking Brooklyn.
The Bucks are the champs, though.
I'm picking Brooklyn to upset the champs in 7 games. I think Milwaukee, I think they got fat and happy.
Oh, I disagree with that.
We'll see.
Disagree with that big time.
We'll see. I don't think they have the drive that Brooklyn has. They don't need to prove anything. I
disagree with that even more.
I'm just saying they don't have anything to prove right now, like Milwaukee does.
What?
Like Brooklyn does. Brooklyn's got more of a chip on their shoulder. All right.
They don't have the chip on their shoulder.
So then we agree Miami and Philadelphia are facing off in the second round?
Yes.
Who you got?
I have Miami in 7 games.
Okay.
Here. I think this is going to be a really close series. I like Miami to win out just because I think they're the better overall team, and I think they'll have trouble shutting down Embiid, but I like their chances to shut down Harden more than most teams. And they're so balanced. So balanced.
Yeah.
Offensively.
I think this is the series where Philadelphia fans are going to start to panic on the James Harden situation because I think the physicality of Miami, the schemes that they run, they're going to shut down James Harden. He's not going to be able to get to the basket like he normally does. And if he's struggling, shooting the ball, I got Miami in 6 games. All right, so here we are. We're in the finals here.
Thanks for tuning in, Gotham.
We're in the finals. Thanks, Gotham. Key Kings, I see you there. Thank you for joining us. So
the conference finals.
Yeah. I got Phoenix and Golden State in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
And I got Miami and Brooklyn in the Eastern Conference Finals. I know you got Miami and Milwaukee.
Yes. We have 3 out of the 4 same teams.
I got Phoenix in 6 games over Golden State.
I have Phoenix in 7. Again, I think this is going to be another epic series.
Okay.
It's exactly what we want to watch. The Warriors, I think, are going to be clicking on all cylinders by this point.
Okay.
So they're going to give Phoenix everything they can handle. But I'm taking Phoenix to win out in 7 games.
Are you picking what you think's going to happen or what you want to happen?
What I think is going to happen.
Okay. Because I would love to see a bunch of 7-game series here with epic games and all that.
Well, I mean, I only have 3 7-game series in this whole thing.
Okay. I think I got 2. But I got Phoenix winning in 6. I just think it's, dare I say it, their year. I think last year was a little early for them. I just love the strides this team has made. And I'm not sure if Golden State's really going to have an answer for Ayton inside.
Yeah.
And then that's going to open up Devin Booker. And Chris Paul's going to do his thing.
This series comes down to the bench for me.
Okay.
And I trust Phoenix's. I love the guys that are coming off the bench for the Warriors. I love Jordan Poole. I love Kuminga. I just am not sure that they're ready for this. They haven't done this yet.
Yep.
Phoenix's players have done this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take their bench over Golden State's bench.
Yeah, I agree. And then in the Eastern Conference, I got Miami winning in 6 games over Brooklyn.
I have my Milwaukee, beating Miami in 6 games.
Okay. All right. So then you got a rematch.
I do.
Of last year's finals. And who's your victor?
Bucks in 7.
Another 7-game series.
Yep.
Okay. I sure hope
these are the 2 best teams for me. They've been the best teams all year long. It's honestly, in my opinion, a coin flip between these 2 teams in the finals. I certainly wouldn't be surprised to see Phoenix win in 7 or 6 games. I definitely think this series is going minimum 6 games because I think they're evenly matched. And I'm just going to take the Bucks' big 3 over Phoenix's big 3.
Oh, so you got Bucks repeating as champion.
That's right.
Well, I'm a little bit different here. I have the best team in each conference, record-wise, from the regular season making the finals, and that's Phoenix and Miami. But as I mentioned, I think this is Phoenix's year. Unfortunately, the Miami Heat are going to lose again in the finals. Phoenix prevails in 6 games over the Miami Heat. Phoenix Suns are your champions, and I think Devin Booker for MVP.
Ooh,
Finals MVP.
I
want to say Chris Paul, but
I'll go Giannis as a repeat, as well as the Bucks for Finals MVP.
Let us know in the chat what you guys think about our picks here, and I will post the link one more time if you guys would like to go and place your own picks. It's free, it's fun, and why not, right? But we want to hear from you guys. Let us know in the chat or down below in the comments who you think will win the NBA title this year, because that's the whole reason we're here, right? That's the reason we did all 82 games.
That's right.
It's
crown
that.
the champion.
It's that right there.
Right?
Calvin's got it. He's got the trophy.
I can't tell you how many dreams I've had of holding this trophy. It's a lot. But
like LeBron,
the real trophy, not this one.
The first time LeBron was looking at that thing.
Oh, that totally would have been me.
Oh my God.
Totally would have been me.
That's great. All right, now that we got that out of the way here, let's see. We went over best player in franchise history for every single team. We went over our complete picks. This is a long stream, so I appreciate you all for hanging around and joining us. We wanted to be available as much as we could today. If it's your first time here, welcome to Basketball at the Bar. That's Calvin. I'm Barry. We do this every single weekday. We just have a fun time. We drink some beers. We talk about basketball. If it's your first time here, please hit that like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Introduce yourself in the chat. Make sure you guys stick around. We are going to be doing Q&A after the game, so we'd love to hear from you. But we also have a bunch of time in between, so feel free to post anything you want in the chat, and we'd be happy to elaborate on any questions or any comments, concerns, anything you guys have here.